Okay, I have a funny story about fairies and my dog. In the past, my dog has been harassed by fairies at my work, and she has been harassed by gnomes in my house. So it shouldn't be a surprise that this happened to her, but I really wasn't expecting it. So the other day, my dog was not going pee at night. It was a Sunday night. She didn't go out. And I was like, okay, what's going on? Then the next morning, I asked my husband, did she go out at night? He said no. I'm like, damn. And I couldn't get her to go out. If she went out real quick, and they turned around and came back in the house real fast. I tried to like bring her out, and she was very like stressed. So it wasn't good, and I didn't know what to make of it, and everything I read said it's like a red flag emergency. So I called the vet. We got in at 11 that morning, and she peed right in the parking lot when we got there. So that was the whole point of the visit. He checked her out. He said nothing seems wrong with her, like maybe just check on her, like keep an eye on her for 24 hours. He's like, is there anything in the environment that's different? And I was like, no, I don't think so. And that was that. And meanwhile, I was talking to my one psychic friend who's good with animal. I have lots of psychic friends, but she's good with animal communication, and she has a bond with Trixie. And she said, oh, she just feels bummed. And I was like, yeah, I know she's bummed because she can't pee. Like, I don't know what's going on. Talked to another friend who is a good animal communicator too. When we got on the phone, she said, did you do like a pagan ritual in your backyard? And I was like, oh, well, actually, I did do an offering on the equinox. I put out some cream and some honey, like to welcome in the season and to like a gift to the fairies in acknowledgement of the equinox. And she says, well, with that came like an infestation of fairies, and they are annoying her and stressing her out, and she's scared to go back there. So took that information and reached back out to my friend who's very fairy and fun, and she's like, I was like, can you help me out? Like, it turns out that the fairies are crazy. Like, she didn't realize that was what was going on in the backyard. And she ended up talking to them the next morning. Then this was the next morning, so Trixie was still afraid to go in the backyard. And I brought her to the park to pee and stuff like that. Like, it was so crazy. And then later that afternoon, on the third day, I let Trixie in the backyard, and she went and peed, like no problem, and all was well. So I reached back out to Janet and I said, thank you for whatever you did, because that morning she's like, I'll tune in and I'll talk to the fairies. Because in the past, Janet has had fairies harassing her cat, and she was guided to connect to the elders, talk to the elders, because I swear Janet is part fairy and she knows fairies very well. So she did the same thing for Trixie. She talked to the elders, and she told them that like it was stressing her out, and apparently the fairies were riding Trixie like a horse, and they thought it was great, and they didn't know that it was stressing her out. So when she spoke to them, they stopped. They got the message, and now she is free to use the backyard without any worry or concern. So is that really crazy and fun? I didn't believe in fairies until 2009. I didn't know that was even a thing, but it is. It's just another, realm of invisibility for the most part, for most of us, but that does not make it wrong or crazy. It just sounds a little crazy. It's super fun. So I just wanted to share that with you. If you ever have issues with a pet, it could be something like fairies harassing them or other elementals. But of course, I took her to the vet first, and we found out that she was healthy. So when there's no other obvious explanation, it's worth talking to those that can communicate with animals. So that's my little story, and I hope you thought it was funny. And no, Trixie did not think it was funny, but I think we're in the clear now. So be warned, if you are opening portals to the elementals, they may harass your pets.